What's up? How about a BESTECH? Let's get it out of a box and get it checked in so we can check it out. Let me try not to destroy this box. How about that? I know I don't like to get them destroyed, and I buy a lot of knives on the secondary market because, you know, like me, people buy knives and then they go, yeah, I don't think I want this knife, or I'm willing to give it up. Well, a lot of times I can get it for a better price than a brand new one. You know, you run the risk of the seller not being super reputable, but for the most part, I have pretty good fortunes there. Let's get rid of that. All right, let's see what's going on in here. Okay. Yeah. And it's not even oily. This is 100% carbon fiber, but it's been milled. And let's rack it. It's a Keanu design in 154 cm BESTECH knives, and I don't think it's a Titan. Okay, I better check. Okay, so it is a Titan Keanu design 154 cm steel with carbon fiber titanium pocket clip. Yeah, okay. Let's get rid of all this stuff. Oh, got a little sticker, cleaning cloth, some paperwork too. Pretty sure that's an iconic BESTECH knife. I don't know the name of it. I'm just not a stat guy like that. I don't know, man. But nice little case. I mean, the way I do knives, it'd be nice if they would take $5 or $10 off, you know, $5 off the price of a knife, and keep the box and the case and just, I don't know, send me that in some bubble wrap. Because I don't really use those cases ever. I just have to store them in other boxes, put them places. All right, so here's this thing. It's not oily, really, so I don't have to wipe it off. It's a liner lock. I mean, it's definitely a liner in there. You could call this a bolster lock, sort of. I mean, it's just here, but it's a liner. Come on, man. It's locked up about 40%. Yeah. I mean, I do like little knives like this. I, you know, throw them in my pocket, carry them. I mean, in my case, a knife is almost never my primary weapon. I usually have a primary weapon, and so a knife is just a you know, light utility item or potential backup self-defense weapon. But yeah, nice action. Thing runs good, considering how light it is. I mean, 2.6 ounces, I'm going to say. It is really light. Hey, let's get it apart. Let's get going with this video. All right, let's drop stuff. Now let's get going. I got a little excited. Need to calm down. Yeah, not a lot of tension there. No Loctite. Things are pretty released up front here off of that one screw. Got T6s down here in the back now. And part of my dog tag chain broke. Alright, here we go. 2 barrel spacers. The pocket clip's not going to be affected. So, should just be these last 2 screws here. And they got a little bite to them. I mean, I talk about that because That's stuff that I'm curious in. When I'm watching a video, I'm like, hey, are those screws tight or what's going on? A lot of people don't take knives apart anymore, though. I don't know what that's about. So, I mean, I see something really interesting here. It looks to me like the bearing is really cutting a track in that steel liner, which is kind of concerning. We'll see once I wipe it down, because as deep as that looks, maybe it's just grease and it's just running like that. Let me save that comment until I wipe it all down, but it's pretty dry in here. So the face of the bearing is to the blade. I'll try to remember that. That pin come out pretty easy. This one's not moving. Feels like it's embedded into the carbon fiber out here, so I'll probably leave that be. It's got a little steel insert on this side, and then not a full liner. Only the full liner on the lock side. Yeah. Which contributes to how light this thing feels. Let's get it wiped down, and we'll get it back together. Shouldn't take us too long. Pretty simple operation here. Yeah, so even on the blade side, I'm going to see if I can feel that. So if you look, you can see where the bearings are really polishing and cutting that steel. And I can feel that. Same on the detent. I mean, it's significant enough. I'm kind of concerned. I find that interesting that the bearings are cutting such a deep path in this steel. Same thing on this side. They are really cutting in to this metal, which, I mean, I'm trying to think, but maybe it's not problematic and I'm just somehow in my mind I'm making something up here. But it seems like that steel should be harder than that, and those bearings shouldn't be able to just cut in at the extent that I'm witnessing here. Yeah, I mean, there is a serious groove on this scale. Let me see if I can, how deep that is. It looks really deep. It is. I mean, it is really cutting itself a path in there. And most certainly it's going to affect the lockup of the knife as it continues to cut in. And at some point, if that groove gets deep enough, the bearing's not going to work properly because the face of the bearing will be touching the metal. Interesting. I don't know that I've ever seen it that extreme, cutting in like that. But it's cutting in on the blade too. I don't know if they're super hardened bearings or what's causing that. It's interesting. Maybe a little lubrication will help it, because it didn't appear to have much in the form of lubrication. Let's get it back together. I'm distracted by what appears, but in fact is not a current concern. Potential future concern, maybe, but man, I'm not going to stress that. I got enough worries. I don't need to be worried about stuff that hadn't happened or might not ever happen, or doesn't. I mean, I can point it out and then move on, brother. It's all good. Okay. We accomplished our mission here, and that was to get it apart, get it cleaned up, and then we'll put it back together, proper tension and tuning, and see how everything runs. Make sure that it's running, I'm not going to say optimally, because I don't know that I'm putting that much work into it, but, make sure that at least on a fundamental level that the knife is functioning properly. And it was functioning pretty good out of the box, so I don't think we're going to have any issues here. All right, let's check this detent, or this blade lock. Solid as a rock right there and there. I think I'm over tight, because yeah, that's not wanting to run. Let's try that. Yeah, much better. Check for blade play. Nope. Nope. Very nice. Okay, let's put these tools up and we will progress towards a wrap up. How about that? Oh, yeah, almost drop shut now. Helped to have a little oil on it. It's really centered. Nice in there. Pretty sure the only thing holding that blade back is that detent. Yeah, it's completely free without that detent ball on it. And so, kind of is what it is. I like it. Nice action. Good action. They're jimping. Yeah, there's just a slightest little bit of jimping on that flipper, but it's basically smoothed over, so you don't even really feel it. It's not accomplishing much. Let's talk about ergos. So this jimping up here is squared off and sharp, really aggressive. I like it. So it definitely locks that thumb in. This back here, I mean, in the end, it's up enough that in this position here, and this millwork in this carbon fiber is incredibly grippy. It's square cutted, square cut. So it's really grippy. So in the end, the way that this knife grips, this is confident, not very confident, very confident. Man, this is creeping right up to the top. This is a super grip. Now, unfortunately, it doesn't have much of a point, but in a pinch, could this be brought to bear as a self-defense weapon? Could you protect yourself with this? I mean, is it going to be as good as if you had an 8-inch Bowie? No. But in a pinch, a quick blade, somebody's laying hands on, you're in close quarters, and you had to bring this to bear to defend yourself, absolutely, I would. I think this would be fine. Yeah. Is this what I would want to bring as a primary weapon to a knife fight on the tier? No, I don't think so. It's not quite pokey enough. But, you know what I'm saying. I digress. Stop trying to be funny, man. Stupid. All right, let's check the pocket clip. I do like it. It's got great ergonomics, though. I like it. Pocket clip's basically disappeared. It's off center, but it's low. So what that does is it puts it high up into this area of the palm, and that area will afford it to disappear in the hand. Yeah, pretty small knife, pretty much disappears in the hand. Pocket clip, let's get it. Man, I think it's high enough that that ramp is going to clear the thick stuff, and then it's going to run fine. It did clear it, just got over it. And then it run all the way to the top, just a little bit visible. Yeah, I like it. And it's gripped. Yeah, really nice. Jean size material. Yeah, runs perfect. And it's got excellent adhesion. Like, it's going to, wherever you put it, it's going to be there when you want it. And then my little spot back here, yeah, it hangs up on the seam there, but almost all my knives do. It's not, you know, they don't make these, like running over this stitch seam or this stitch seam, that's fine, but this is an actual different layer of material. They all kind of catch there. Yeah, but I dig it. It's a wonderful one hand in, one hand out pocket clip that's going to hold the knife right where you want it. Wonder if it's sharp. Safety. Let's check. I almost bypassed the safety. I did that on another video a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, I can't catch that blade there. What about the tip? Oh, it's awful close to the top. I mean, if I really dig in, I can feel that edge of that blade right there, but yeah, that's good to go. No worries there. If you reach in your pocket, you're not going to catch that and cut yourself. So, yeah, safe, and a pocket clip's a go. It's wonderful. Sharpness. Come on, man. Cut. Don't make me sharpen this knife. Uh, 100% it needs a strop. All right, let me do that. All right, I'm going to do it here on the table. Just trying to match up that bevel. And I'm putting a little force on it. I like to run knives forward. You know, different strokes for different folks, but this is my stroke. And then I think that's good. So while I'm here, I'm going to catch that tip as well. And it's a different angle, so I'm going to do it a little different. But all I'm trying to do is knock a burr off. I'm not trying to sharpen the knife. I'm assuming that there's a burr there where that apex has been rolled over slightly and in a very sharp manner. So if I can get that off, the blade's going to be much sharper. It's not going to be snagging, you know, this fine paper. Is the blade sharp? I guarantee you it'll shave prior to me getting that burr off, but it should run this paper a lot better now that I've supposedly deburred it. We'll see how well I did. It feels like it's got another little booger right there. Like right, yeah, I mean, it's fine. Basically, we'll push cut through this really fine paper. Let's see how that tip does. Yeah, it's as sharp as a razor blade. Wicked sharp, man. See? You thought I was just going to push cut it, right? Or plunge cut it. Yeah, it's wicked sharp. Wicked! Even with that hard to manage, chewed up piece of paper, it's pretty tough, man. Pretty solid blade. And I mean, I'm not taking credit. All I did was strop it a little bit. So yeah, super sharp. All right, so price and availability. I got this on White Mountain Knives, and I paid around $65 for it with a discount, and they were selling these like they were on sale. So that's why I picked one up. Way cheaper than I think they normally are. I think this thing's like way over $100 or something normally, and they had it marked down to like $70 or something like that. And then with the 10% discount, my discount code's below, by the way. I was able to get this in the 60s, somewhere in the 60s. So, yeah, it's kind of a nice entry knife into the BESTECH knives. They have some pretty nice budget knives, and this was like an easy way to run at one. So, anyways, there it is. Appreciate you watching.